Hi everyone! Today we are joined by Edie Summers, author of The Memorial Health, consultant and business owner specializing in holistic wellness and leadership. She's here to share the key choices that transformed her life and insights of well-being and resilience. Edie, great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Natalie. I really appreciate it.
So let's jump right in. Edie, please share a decision that deeply changed your life. What led you to that moment and what was going on before you made that choice?
I love that question. I've had a few kind of really key moments in my life, but the first one I would say was when I had a ski accident and I developed chronic fatigue. And I was in physical therapy and it was kind of working, but at some point it stopped working. And I really had to take ownership of my own health and well-being to help my knee recovery and improve my energy. There are a lot of things that I did, but the most important thing I did was to realize that my body was talking to me. It was telling me, please try this, please try that. I went to see a naturopath. I really took some steps and in terms of creating agency within myself and owning my own health and well-being that really started to make a difference in terms of recovering my energy and helping my knee to recover from my ski accident. So that was a big turning point for me. And I had to, I kind of hit rock bottom with it. And then I really had to realize that I had much more control over my own health and well-being than I realized. So that was a big turning point for me.
Wow, such a powerful turning point. It's incredible how listening to your body and taking ownership of your health led to real transformation. What gave you the confidence to trust yourself in that process? And how did you navigate the uncertainty of trying new approaches?
For my need to recover in physical therapy. So I found out later that my body didn't react very well to things like that because of certain kind of genetic predispositions. But at the time, I had to just take myself off of the anti-inflammatories and prescription drugs. I went to see a naturopath and he started prescribing alternative treatments like arnica, for instance, to help reduce inflammation in my knee and like bromelain, like enzymes. And I went to a natural food store and I realized after taking what he recommended to me that I was starting to feel a lot better. And after that, I started to pursue natural and alternative health because it was helping me. And I'm a big believer in integrative health too. It's about what works for you. It's going to be different for everyone, but for me personally, I cannot take prescription drugs. So for me, improving energy, improving well-being has to be alternative health. And it was just a process of learning that this is the path for me and this is what's making me feel better. And then kind of making the commitment to follow through on what I was learning. And it's made a huge difference for me.
Thanks for sharing this. And looking back, how do you feel about the decision now? Would you have done anything differently?
Actually, no. I live that way every day, still to this day. When I show up for myself, when I take care of myself, when I listen to my body, when I do what my body's asking me to do, I feel so much better. My energy is so much better. My well-being is so much better. It's a daily practice. So it's something I had to learn back when it first started to start showing up for myself more. And it's something I need to continue to do to this day. And it's something that you can do in the rest of your life too, right? It's not just about well-being. It's usually about relationships, work, life in general. It's about how you show up for yourself and others and your life in general. That makes a difference.
Thanks for sharing that. That's such a powerful insight. Prioritizing yourself and your well being, relationship, and success in life. For anyone at a crossroads, what your best advice for making bold, life changing decisions with confidence?
Yeah, so first I would say that's such a great question. It's really important to get to know yourself better and then also to kind of learn what your motivational triggers are, like what's going to keep you motivated, especially when things get difficult. It's really important to learn what those are, what inspires you, what motivates you. It could be music, quotes, other people, reading, maybe watching videos like this where you're getting motivated by learning what other people are doing. Remember what motivates and inspires you so that you can keep those in your life and fall back on them to remind you to stay on track. And it's also really important to keep getting to know yourself, whether that's on a personal level. I personally love yoga for that and mindful walking. But it's also about personal development. Like, how can you maybe continue to learn things so that you can keeping that, you kind of want to keep what's called kind of an open mindset versus a closed mindset, right? Like a learner's mindset versus kind of like a fear mindset. So when you can stay open to life more and keep learning, keep growing, have that kind of growth mindset, be open to possibility and allow yourself to feel that way and live that way, that's when life really opens up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. With over 30 years of experience in health, wellness, fitness, and various aspects of well being, and sure, as the author of Memory of Health, please could you share some key insights from your book that our audience can take away?
Absolutely. And I appreciate you asking. And one of the biggest things I learned is tied to the first thing that we were talking about. It's kind of realizing that, first of all, your body's actually talking to you all the time. And if you can allow yourself to slow down and tune in and listen to your body's signals and symptoms, your symptoms are your body's way of communicating with you, then you can start to make small changes based on what your body's asking of you. And along with that, I really learned that having well-being and energy, regardless of what that looks like, even if it's a new normal, it's about setting the intention to feel better and the intention to follow through on what you learn along the way and following through on what your body's asking of you to feel better. There's so much that we can do on our own. Sometimes we do need help from practitioners and other things, but you have so much more agency over how you feel on all levels than you realize. So I would say kind of slow down and tune in and listen to your body's signals and listen to what your body's asking you to do. And then also set the intention to follow through on whatever those requests are from your body.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I found this really interesting personally because I work for long hours and I'm always looking for new sources of energy, whether it's sports, supplements, fitness, meditation, whatever, to keep going to do my work and inspire my team and others. And how can we really hear our body signals? We spend too much time just thinking and pushing forward, but how do we actually stop and listen what our body is telling us?
Exactly. You bring up so many great points, because especially we're kind of on overwhelm right now because we have so much information coming in. We're on information overload. And so many of us are burning out at work, and burnout and chronic fatigue are on the rise at work, because I do think that people are very dedicated to their work and they want to make a difference. And at the same time, we're being inundated by constant notifications, constant demands, constant information. And so you really have to be conscious about taking breaks and realizing that that will fuel your creativity, your productivity, and innovation. And by taking breaks, you can start to hear your body's voice more. It doesn't have to be much. I would say this is really this is pretty widely known, but every hour, stand up, take a walk, take a break, or take some deep breaths. It's really good to stand up too. You don't want to be sitting at your desk all day, or whatever your line of work is. Build in breaks so that you can reconnect with how you're feeling and what your body's asking of you, but also so that you can literally give your brain a break and your mind a break from those constant demands and requests. This will help your brain to reboot and your body. Just a little bit of downtime and rest. It could even be active rest. You don't need to be, you could be taking a walk or deep breathing or meditation, but it's anything that looks like rest or feels like rest for you. So it's different for everyone. For some reason, for some people it's play, for some people it's doing absolutely nothing. But prioritizing your downtime, none of us can be on all the time. It's impossible. We're not built that way. And your body's voice will get stronger if you start to look for it and listen for it. It's right there. It's right there beneath the surface.
Thank you so much, Edie. Your insights on health, well being, and the power of listening to our bodies have been truly inspiring. It's amazing to hear how small intentional choices can create such a big impact, not just in personal health, but in every aspect of life. For our audience, I hope this conversation encouraged you to slow down, tune in, and take charge of your well being. Remember, the way you show up for yourself influences everything, from your energy and creativity to the way you lead and inspire others. Thank you.
Thank you so much,